Hi everyone, my name is Ruth and greetings from Australia. I am an Australian registered migration agent and a lawyer of the Supreme and High Court of Australia. Well, today I would like to share with you updates from the Australian government in light of COVID-19 in regard to the arrangements and the Australian government's position in relation to New Zealand citizens. Now, personally, I've got many friends who are living in Australia who were originally from New Zealand, and some of them have had difficulty, with COVID-19, losing their jobs, etc. So I can understand that this is not a good situation to be in, but I hope that the updates today will give you some relief. New Zealanders and Australians have a reciprocal arrangement whereby both Australians and New Zealanders can stay and work in each other's country, and most of you would have already know that. As of April this year, there are over 670,000 New Zealand citizens in Australia on a subclass 444 visa. Now, you might have entered to Australia and have lived here for 10 years or longer, and I noticed that a lot of my New Zealand friends do not actually know that they hold a subclass 444 visa, but now you know. Well, one of the questions that New Zealand citizens have been asking is, well, am I able to access any support in Australia during this COVID-19 situation? Well, if you are a protected SCV New Zealand citizen and you meet other eligibility requirements, then you will be eligible for welfare payments, including job seeker and job keeper payments. However, if you're not a protected SCV New Zealand citizen and you hold a subclass 444 visa, you will still be eligible for the job keeper payments only through your employer. So what is a protected New Zealand citizen? Well, a person is a protected SCV New Zealand citizen if they fall within one of the following groups. Number one, if you were in Australia on the 26th of February 2001, if you were in Australia for 12 months in the 2 years immediately before the said date, and if you have been assessed as a protected SCV by services in Australia before the 26th of February 2004. Now I understand that the laws around this can sometimes be fairly complicated. If you need help in assessing whether you are a protected SCV New Zealand citizen, then please do not hesitate to contact us because you will have a lot of benefits if you are actually classified as a protected New Zealand citizen in Australia. One of which is you can actually apply for Australian citizenship, which is definitely something that you need to consider. The next question is, what should I do if I'm a New Zealand citizen if I'm unable to support myself in Australia and am not eligible for one of the above payments? So the Australian government's position is, well, if you're unable to support yourself and you're not eligible for any of the above payments, and you cannot find any employment, then the Australian government's position at this time is that you should consider returning home to New Zealand where you can have that support. Now, I understand that this is not, ideal for a lot of New Zealand citizens in Australia, especially if you've lived here for like 10, 30 years. But on a side note, I would like to encourage you, if you are, whether you are a protected SCV holder or if you're on a 444 visa, please do consider applying for Australian permanent residency and or citizenship. Because if you do that, then in the future, when you're an Australian citizen, you belong to Australia. And if something like this happens again, yourself and your family, your children and your children's children, they too will be eligible for help from the Australian government. So now might be a good time for you to really think about sealing the deal, especially if you consider Australia home. If you need help applying for Australian citizenship or permanent residency, please do not hesitate to contact us on the email address below, and I would be very happy to assist you. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I wish you the very best. Take care.